Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another great day on the IndieX 2022. My name is Bernardo, and today I'm going to be the one opening the day. So we're going to start this morning with Lost Twins 2, a very cute puzzle adventure game that will also pose us with challenge. And with me, I'll have Urooj from the Playdew studio, which is a Pakistani studio. So good morning, Urooj. How are you
Hi.
doing? Nice to see your face.
Good morning. Nice to see you. And I'm doing pretty well. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Actually, I had the chance to play a little bit of Lost Twins yesterday um, during the night before I went to bed. Very relaxing. It was some challenge, but it was really, really cool. Um, and so I'm looking forward to play alongside with you and talk with you a little bit about the game, about the studio, about the business, whatever you feel like comfortable talking about. So,
Yeah, sure.
anything you
I
wanna say
hope
before we
you had a
start?
good sleep.
Oh yes, it was great. What time is it over there?
For us, it's 3 p.m. In
Oh,
the
okay.
afternoon.
Okay, so it's 10 a.m. here. So okay, so I think we can start playing the game. So this is a very cute game, as you can see, very pretty, by the way. And I've noticed some references in the background in terms of design. I can see a logo back there. So there is some interesting choices here. Um, do you? I was going to start by asking you, what is the size of the studio? So how many people were involved in the development of this game?
Currently, we have around 8 people, but like they are not all developers. So
Okay.
we have our CEO, then I'm doing the marketing, and we have QA people. Then, but the core team, there are two developers, and we have animators and artists who are working on the game. So I would say like the core team is around 5 people.
Okay. It's a small studio, and yet there is some very, very interesting things that were made here.
Mhm, yes.
All right. I also like this brief introduction. So, not sure if it's noticeable for the viewers, but the game has like this brief introduction that also works as a kind of tutorial because we already have like some platforming being introduced. We have the change between the brothers right in the beginning.
Exactly. So like the game starts in actually the home of the twins, like where they are in their actual home place, which is on Earth, and you see how like they follow the wisps through the story, and these wisps
Hmm.
are taking them towards this portal, and now they will be teleported into a whole new world. So like it's a subtle reference to what's the storyline of the game is, if people do want to notice. Because we have seen a lot of times that people keep asking what is the story of the game. So if you pay attention to the initial starting, you can see the rooms of the both siblings, and also if you look into the detail of the room, you can see the different personality of the two siblings. And moving on, you can look through the house, and there is a lot of symbolism and background references in the background.
So it's not a very explicit storytelling, but there is some
Yes.
storytelling in the background and in the actions as we
Yes.
play. Yeah, that's a very interesting choice. I tend to really like games that don't tell me a lot about the story, but let me, if I want, explore and look into the details. Um,
Yes, for Lost Twins, we didn't want to go into heavy text or anything like that. Our more intention was to go through visual storytelling, or like the visual cues, whatever the players want to infer from it. So the story of the game is basically we leave it up to the players, where
mhm.
use your imagination, and you can make anything out of it.
Yeah, that's very interesting. So this is another gimmick. I'm not sure if everyone on chat knows, or even if you know, Rouge. I really like a game that was my first game on the Nintendo Switch, which is Tokitori, which it's a game with a little chicken, and it's a 2D puzzle game. And it was the first game I got on the Nintendo Switch when I got it, just to try it out. And I think here, like this game reminds me a lot of that because there's a lot of puzzles, but at the same time, this feels like a kind of an inception of puzzles, because we have different we have the 2D puzzles between the brothers, we have to change between them, and then we also have this feature that we're looking at right now. So we
Yeah.
basically get to play with the rooms in the level we are at, right? How did you come
So
up with this?
yeah. So like when the original Lost Twins, that was made back in 2014. So like
Mhm.
so we are continuing on that title, improving a lot on the visual aspect especially. And we looked at a lot of different puzzle games. So before we were going to come up with the Lost Twins 2, like for like 2 3 weeks, we just sat down and played literally every puzzle game that that was in existence. And from there, all the ideas, they came kind of combined, and this is what what it came out to be.
Yeah, it's the result. That's very interesting. Um, because I mean, you pretty much did your research, right? Like you played some games, you see what had been done so far, and then you try to innovate
Exactly.
somehow, or just to make it different. I
But
have some
like
questions.
for
Sorry,
the
sorry.
mechanics, obviously, it's mechanics are the same original as they were in the original game. So
Mm-hmm.
not much change in the tile shifting thing. But yes, we have included newer puzzles. Uh,
Okay.
so like we played games with two characters, and we played game with like there are a lot of games where you also like shift the tiles. So we took some references like from Framed, and like other matching tile games, and we wanted to combine something and make something powerful for puzzle
Exactly.
lovers, especially because like in puzzle games we haven't been seeing, like personally we think that we haven't been seeing that much variety or a challenging aspect enough. So that was our aim to provide one of a more like hardcore experience in the puzzles, and also like it shouldn't be that much challenging that people kind of leave it. So
Yeah.
yeah, like it's good, it's engaging, and it's challenging, but not that challenging that you become frustrated.
Yeah, I was going to ask you something before I jump into some of the questions in chat. Um, is it gonna get much harder? Because there's a tendency in puzzle games for them to start very easily, like it's usually very laid back, not very complicated, and then they start to become very hard over time. Is this the case here?
Yes, definitely. Like the first levels, especially if you are playing the Steam demo, these are just the tutorial levels. Our
Okay.
main aim is here is just to teach the player like how you have to play the game, and so like the first 2 3 levels, they are kind of really easy, but as you progress further, things becomes quite hard. And
Okay.
yeah, like even personally, the levels that I haven't played yet, I find them quite hard. But
Okay.
but at least the first zone that we have, I have played it several times, so now I can solve it like within minutes.
Hmm. Now a more general question, because I have some people asking. So what is actually, there are two questions actually
Sure.
that I think can be related. So, how is the game dev scene in Pakistan? What are the biggest challenges? How is it to work in a game dev studio over there?
So in Pakistan, I would say the gaming industry is still in the very early stages.
Okay.
We see a lot of mobile game developers, but working in the PC and console space, we don't have much people. Also, like academically, if we see, we don't see any formal education for game dev. So, like whoever is in the industry is mostly self-taught, or they have their education from abroad, or usually through mentors or YouTube learning or something like that.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's kind of tough place to find experienced human resources if you are working, especially in a studio. Usually, we don't find experienced developers and artists to make the quality of the work that we actually want to achieve. So it's quite hard to get qualified people here. And also, other than that, I would say that obviously all the gaming conferences and things, they happen outside of Pakistan. So getting into events and actually networking, meeting people, that's quite hard for us because we are very limited because of our region.
Okay, that's interesting. So recruitment is a problem, right? But let me tell you, the team so far did a great job here. So you definitely recruited some really good people. So before we go on with the conversation, just wanted to show something to the chat that I yesterday found very challenging. So I wasn't really understanding. We always have to end in the next to the bird, which I believe to be some kind of phoenix. And there was this challenge that took me a while to realize that when the rooms are always aligned, sometimes there are like holes in the ground which makes
Yes.
make us fall. And it took me forever to realize that I can pretty much just like remove the room from the bottom and the hole disappears. It becomes frozen or something. So I spent like 15 minutes stuck on this puzzle, and I was like, "Damn, this is already very hard."
You know, the,
So
where
just
we,
wanted to.
that's very
Sorry.
interesting actually. When the first time I was playing with, I think on another event with a streamer, and like someone told me that you have a bug in your game.
Yeah.
The level cannot be solved, and I was like, okay, let me see what's the bug. And then I was sitting there, and I was like, it's not a bug, it's a feature.
Yeah, I was very confused because I thought the tiles of the rooms always had to align somehow. I didn't even try. Like at some point, I was like, "Well, this is impossible." So
No,
there has to be something that
no.
I'm missing here.
Sometimes you don't have to align them at all.
Yeah,
So it
exactly.
really depends.
Yeah. It's the case here. It's the case here totally. Um, so another question, and now more specific to this game. What was the biggest challenge? So already told me recruitment was a challenge to recruit people for the studio. Are there any other challenges, the game design challenges, wherever you can think of?
Not that particularly, but definitely, working with the 3D and 2D at the same time. Because you see,
Hmm.
when we zoom out, we go into the 2D. Uh, we go into the 2D space, but when we zoom in,
Hmm.
we go into the 3D. So, that was kind of a bit difficult to manage that because, things weren't matching up so good.
Interesting.
Previously, when we were on the zoom out in our very first builds, it was also showing 3D. Like we tried with the 3D first, but that didn't really work out. So we changed some things. Uh, so like basically, handling all that stuff and also making things look good at the same time with whatever people we had.
Well, I think you did a good job in that regard because the like the visuals are great and they work really well gameplay wise. At least I have that feeling. It's very clear what are objects with which you can interact, so that all the contracts make sense because here the challenge is the puzzle and not so much figuring out
Exactly.
how to solve the puzzle. I
Uh,
mean, it's to solve
it,
the puzzle straight away, not exactly to try to figure out anything else other than that. So I think visually the game is great and it works very well. Like the contracts between the interactable objects and the background. I think it's very well designed.
Also, like when you zoom out, you also have we had some trouble with making the things visible because sometimes you have to look in that and you have to see like suppose where the box is placed or where I have to take it, and those things
Mhm.
weren't really visible in our previous builds when we were doing it in 3D. So we totally had to shift it into 2D, and now we are marking each and everything with a specific color so it's more visible and easy for the
Mhm.
players to see what objects are placed at which place, and they can do some thinking and puzzle solving without having to shift back and forth again and again.
I have a question in chat related to something I was going to ask. I'm going to start with this one from chat. So, are the puzzles only possible to solve in a single way? Like, is there only a single solution, or are there other ways to come around the puzzles?
You can find multiple ways, though sometimes we have placed intentional blockers in some levels because then the solution becomes too long. uh,
Okay.
but otherwise, yes, there are different techniques. If you can figure it out, there should be multiple ways to solve it.
Okay, I was gonna ask something in regards to that, which is like I think you already can ask because you said sometimes you have to block some things. I was gonna ask if it's possible to break a level, so like to make it impossible to solve. Like if I make or whatever decision I make, I can always go back and redo things.
Yes, you can restart the level if you get stuck at some point.
Okay, but it's possible to get stuck then.
Uh, I mean, that's something I might have to check, but for now we have kept it pretty open that we haven't found something that where a person would be absolutely stuck.
Okay,
Uh,
yeah, okay,
like there's always like by rearranging the rooms or taking things somewhere, like there's always a way to get back to the point. But I think it's
okay,
much easier to just restart because taking
okay.
things
Fair enough.
back is much longer.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Um. Oh, this is a good one actually. Yeah, yeah, okay. I have some people asking. I have many questions in chat. I wasn't expecting this. How was working during the pandemic? How did the pandemic impact your development of the game?
Actually, I joined the team during the pandemic, so
Okay.
I'm not really sure what they were doing before that.
Okay.
But the things have been going pretty, smoothly. Like we didn't have much effect. Everyone shifted to work from home, and thankfully our internet wasn't that bad, so we managed to, do things remotely. Also, like
Mm-hmm.
our since our team is kind of based in one city, we do have some people who are working in from other cities and they're working totally remotely. Like whenever there was a need to come into office, people would come and we could have meetings or something, but otherwise it didn't impact us much. And I would say it totally depends on your team. Like if you are passionate about the project, if you are willing to give your 100%, then people make themselves available.
Okay.
uh, and this I think this whole project has pretty much been completed remotely because one or the other members have been remote all the time. Some people were out of city, some people had some personal reasons. So our team was kind of remote almost all the time.
Okay. So you adapted well in the end. Everything worked
Yes.
well, and actually, it wasn't really okay. Um. What inspired? Well, I'm not sure if you can answer this or not. But what are the inspiration in terms of design, like the visuals of the game? The game is very pretty, and there's the Phoenix and their brothers. Like, what inspired the developers and the artists to make it like this?
So we again we took a look at a lot of games. We wanted to make something relaxing and calm. So for each zone, we had like a thought that what this zone will be based on. So our first zone, the environment we had in mind was of like a frozen castle. So for that, we looked into various, we did a Google search on all sorts of British castles and what a fantasy castle would look like. uh, so
Mm.
it was basically a lot of research into various different things. And moving on, if we move on to our second zone, it's based on a forest. So, looking at the story of the game, we had already included a fantasy kind of element. So we were looking more towards like items that would represent magical fantasy forest. So we took inspiration from some movies, uh, some you can say like elvish movies, and then we searched for magical forests, fairies and all those kind of stuff for that. And since our third zone is a toy zone, and for that what we searched was more like theme parks. And we had a look at the designs for Nintendo World and Lego, Disney World. So those were the kind of things that we were looking into when we were thinking of making these zones. But also we had a look at kind of other games. I would say we took some inspiration from Sky, the game Sky,
Hmm.
because it's a really pretty game, and we wanted to kind of our graphics to look prettier and calm like that. A lots of different places. I cannot say that it was just one place because we have been looking at each and every pretty thing and trying to include it.
Well, I think you did a great job. I just want to say something very briefly because someone asked on chat. The previous level, I pretty much just finished it differently than I did yesterday. So there's definitely different solutions at times, even if they're like subtle things. There are definitely different solutions. I was also going to comment about what you're saying regarding the fantasy setting and the Disney inspiration, the castles. That actually this feels like we are in the. It's kind of like the when I started playing this, it felt like the twins were dreaming and they were just meeting each other in the dreams somehow. So it's kind of like my head canon, if you want, the interpretation I made of what was happening, because everything is very high fantasy, like very fantastic. There are castles, like you said, they're very. I mean, the look of the brothers, they have like they have a cape. It's kind of like they're on an adventure. They are kind of like superheroes. They look like superheroes to some extent, but at the same time, they're just like regular kids. Um,
Yes, so like all we included those specific features in the character to show a bit of personality to them. So like for
mhm.
Ben, the boy, he has a cape, so he's kind of inspired with superheroes and those kind of stuff. And for Abby, we have this kind of onesie kind of thing, and it's like a fox
Yeah,
mask with a tail. So you can see that she's more into these fantasy kind of creatures, like kitsunes and stuff.
yeah. I think it works really, really well.
And
Um,
also with our characters, the characters are in 2D, like it's all hand painted 2D for the characters. So we kind of were inspired with the Studio Ghibli, and we wanted to
mm,
include a bit part of that. So we specially made our characters like that to show our love for Studio Ghibli.
oh, can totally see that. Yes, makes total sense. Um, okay, so I have someone asking about the Pakistani dev scene again. Yes, we talked a little bit about that. So Urooj told us that it was challenging in terms of human resources and recruitment, especially. It's their biggest challenge thus far. Um, some people is asking, what is the your favorite thing about the game? What do you like the most about the game? And you're not a developer, so it's interesting to have your perspective as well as someone involved, but not directly involved in production. I would imagine.
Especially for me personally, it's the tiles mechanics, because like it's really interesting. And actually, I because we usually post our dev updates on our social media, and that's how actually I became the part of the team. Like I saw the dev updates on social media and stuff, and I contacted them that I want to work on this game. Like this game looks really pretty.
Oh, nice. Okay.
uh, and somehow that worked out. So here I am. Uh, and
Okay, nice.
yeah, like this is the right mechanic that we are currently playing. That this was the one that got me here. I was like, yeah, this is
Mm.
really interesting.
By the way, I think I just bricked the level.
Let me see.
I think because unless I can make the jump there, which I don't think I can. Yeah, I think I need that button to make the brother to get him out
Yes,
of there.
but I think you can still go up somehow, or
Okay.
maybe
Ah, I
not.
can. You're right. I think I know what you mean. We have to play a little bit with something here, which is the falling mechanics.
Yes,
So let's do that.
yes. So that's why I exactly say that it's much easier to restart, because other things kind of take time.
Yeah, but actually, this is like I think that the thing I like the most about the tiles is not it's that they're not just 2D. I mean, they're not just like the progression, not just horizontal. You also have vertical
Yes.
progression if you want. Like you can end up on top of a level by falling at some point. You just have to change the tile, but that's possible to do, even though it feels counterintuitive. But that can happen. Um, oh, a good question. Because I didn't play Lost Twins 1, and someone on chat is asking, where and how could we play Lost Twins 1? Is it available in any store? Maybe Itch.io? On Steam, it doesn't seem to be available. Is this.
It's not available on Steam, but I think you can search for it on the app stores, Google Play Store, or the Apple App Store. It should be there.
So, should be available on mobile.
Yes.
Okay. What about this game? Is this going to be available on mobile as well?
I think it's too early to say that. I mean, we do have some plans, but I currently cannot reveal them.
Okay. Okay. So, we can end when we end the stream. You can, if you share whatever roadmap you think you can share, um, that's relevant. That you can actually share in the.
Yeah,
We'll talk a little bit.
for Steam, we plan to release it next year. So that's for sure. We will surely release it on Steam next year. That's
Okay, sorry.
the,
I just did the
yes.
same mistake again.
Oops.
Sorry about that.
But for other platforms, I think we will announce them timely if we do plan to release on them. But it's kind of too early and a spoiler if I tell you now.
Okay, okay, okay. Fair enough, fair enough. Okay, I did the same mistake again, and I'm kind of stubborn. So now okay. I think I like this. It can work like this, right? Yes. Yeah, there we go. So this is I think this is my favorite part of the game, which is the upwards vertical progression through falling, because we're just gonna fall back where we wanted. Okay, and now let's not mess things up again. So we need
Yes.
the brother to get out of there somehow.
Yeah, this is a bit tricky. Actually, most people get stuck on this level.
I know. Yeah. How am I supposed to get him out of there?
Maybe you should zoom in and check something.
Okay. Ah, I think I get it. Actually, can this make him go up? Yes, there we go. And now, there we go. Okay, and now he's the one removing this barrier here. Now we have to go back to the sister. Okay, and should be done. I think I'm gonna spend a lot of time playing this game. It's the kind of game I really like sometimes when I'm just like sitting on the couch. I play a lot of games next to my grandma on my Nintendo Switch, and I usually play these kind of games because I'm just wanna chill. It's the perfect kind of game to just chill and be with someone. You can stop whenever you want.
Yes, definitely. And the good thing is that there is no timer or no rushing. You can just, turn the game on and just sit and watch it. So, like, no
Yeah.
rush.
And I wonder how difficult it will get, because I'm afraid it may get too hard at some point. That's usually my struggle with puzzle games. I really like them, but when they get very, very challenging, they can
Yeah,
become frustrating, right? It
don't
doesn't
worry
seem to
about
ever.
it. You will
Yeah,
probably find a tutorial or a game guide on YouTube. So you can
right.
always cheat.
Okay, we have.
But yes, they do get difficult, and in the upcoming levels, we also use that the vertical falling mechanics. You actually have to use that to solve the puzzle. So
Yeah,
it's got quite interesting and challenging with time.
it's very great. I have someone asking if there's any. Is there any story related to the bird? Like, is the bird like the brothers, are siblings, brother and sister? What about the bird?
About the bird, like, so like for the bird, we wanted to represent the Feng Hong bird, which is considered to be a symbol of luck.
Okay.
And for the twins, it's supposed to act as a good luck symbol or more like a guide to help them get out of this world. But
Okay.
we have left it kind of open. We wanted to keep it a mystery, so we are not sure if the bird is actually helping them, or is it not, or like it
Mm.
does it have its own motives.
Or if this is actually a nightmare, right?
Uh,
The bird is just messing with
exactly.
them.
As you can see that in each level they reach the portal uh, with the bird, but again they wake up in the next level instead of going home.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. Yes, they never go home. At least not this far, not yet. Um, mm, mm, mm. Let me see.
Yeah, but I mean, if
Yeah.
if they do go home, then the game would end. So we technically cannot make
Yes,
them go.
that's a fair point. We have someone asking. Actually, you kind of touched this point. Did you have fun while making the game? I think you already kind of answered this, because actually you wanted to work on this game because you actually like the game so much. But what can you tell us about that? Is it fun making a game like this?
Definitely, like we actually we are not making the game, so like it's something that the developer can answer, better. But
Okay.
we are always pushing them that go show us the next level, and we want to play the next level, and they're like, wait, we have to code it and put all the stuff in. But we are like the whole team is always after them that when are you going to complete the game, when we will get the full
Okay.
game. So sometimes they're like you are like more what do you say, like more anxious than the actual customers who will play the game to try out the full
Exactly.
version.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine because we just have to wait blindly, right? While you are seeing the production, you are seeing the devs. You can literally interfere with the production and say, "Hey, guys, make this level, do this. Can we test the level?" I can imagine. I would be very annoying as well. I would be probably bugging the devs all the time and the artists. Okay, this is
Yeah.
very cool. I'm not sure if you want to share, if you can share. You already told us you cannot share some things, but do you want to share any kind of roadmap, future things that you can talk about, new content, a release date, something like that, whatever you think it's appropriate?
Oh, so the release date is definitely next year.
Hmm.
Hopefully, if everything goes to according to the plan and we don't have any delays or something unexpected. Other than that, like obviously the three zones. Currently, the demo only shows the first zone, so
Ah,
we have two
okay.
more zones, and each zone has their own puzzles. Like in the castle, you see a lot of stones and boxes kind of stuff, but in the forest, you will see more different puzzles. We have kind of shown it a bit in a screenshot on Steam that you will see some slime and mushrooms and bridges, um,
Hmm.
some trees. So like the puzzles will get different, and also like in the third zone, the twice zone, the puzzles will also be changed according to the zone. So there will be more toys, and you will be interacting with things like toy cars, airplanes, maybe some stuffed toys. So things are going to get different in each one.
Okay, interesting. Um, you talked about toys, and actually, I noticed that that small Yoda in the room. I think it was the girls' room. Um,
Yeah, I think.
why or how did you come up with those references? Are just like random references that the dev team likes, or how? Why?
So for the background, I think it wasn't that much planned. Like we wanted to have some toys in the background, just the toys the children usually like. So it was not that much thoughtful.
Okay, there's
So
not
yeah,
much.
generally we put dinosaurs. A lot of dinosaurs you can find. If you have time, do count them because I think there are more like 20, 25 dinosaurs there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw a lot of
And
dinosaurs. That's true.
recently, I found out that there is a team member who really liked dinosaurs, so maybe it's because of them.
Okay.
And in the background, yes, there's also like you can see Baby Yoda and stuff like. There must be something from Star Wars too,
Hmm.
and maybe something from Ghibli too, like something similar. But we definitely don't want to like copy them or something. But it was just like what you will generally find in a young kid's room or what they generally love.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Fair enough. I usually like paying attention to those small details because I'm always looking for, I don't know, lore and references and story. So I just found it interesting that you had like a very like specifically a Yoda character there. It also seems like a Lego Yoda, I think. Um,
Yes, I think it's with Lego.
yeah.
Actually, we were thinking for mine for the kid room. That was the thing that we probably spent the most time. Rooms were decided like for a really long time, and a lot of
Hmm.
changes were made. You know, but somehow we were like, this doesn't really fit into their personality or something. So like we kept on changing things until like we were actually satisfied, right? And all the colors, backgrounds, painting.
So you spend a lot of time trying to make it believable that that was actually a room that worked in terms of like the design made sense with the characters. Okay.
Exactly. Also, like, at the very first, they used to be very plain, but we kind of wanted the Abbey room to look a bit girlish as compared to Ben's one. So, like, if you see, we kind of use pink colors there, kind of stereotypical, but yes. And in the
Okay.
Ben rooms, it's more towards a bluish yellowish tune. um,
Mm-hmm.
so until we were like actually satisfied, we kept on making some changes here and there, colors or like small details in the background, something like that.
Makes sense. Okay. Okay, I'm kind of stuck right now. I have the impression I really. Oh no, I'm not
I
stuck.
don't think you're
Never
stuck.
mind. Yeah, I'm not stuck. I just wasn't. I was just very focused on trying to come the other way around. Okay, I'm not stuck at all. Let's go. Okay, so there's definitely new maps, new areas, new environments coming in the future.
Yes, and I think there's actually a level of the new map in the demo also. Like there's one level.
Okay,
I think it's after this one.
okay. Maybe we can get there. We still have a little bit of time. Let's see. Let's see if that's possible. Interesting.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, this is a difficult level. It if for the when first time I played, it took me like 40 minutes to solve this.
Okay. Let's hope I can make this work. I was betting on using this rock, but it's not enough, clearly. Can I jump? No.
Actually, you were doing it right. You had to bring the rock over.
Sorry?
You were doing it right. The rock needs to be brought here.
Oh, okay, yeah. I suspected. Okay, we have some more. I'm not sure if you can answer this, but people are asking if this is gonna be on the Nintendo Switch. I don't remember if I already asked you this.
Yeah, I would say just follow our socials and wait for the
Okay.
news.
Yeah, okay. So far you cannot confirm nor deny, but it's okay.
Yes.
So follow the game. Wishlist the game on Steam. Follow the game on their social media, and you should find out more about that. Okay. So sometimes it's useful to come here to look and have like a grasp of the whole level. Okay. So we need to bring the bird down. Okay. Gonna go. Let me tell you, I the 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 sister's outlook is my favorite. Like her design is very cool. I for some reason I have a preference for her.
Yeah, I also like the sister character much better. So I usually, switch to her while playing, and then I am like, oh, I need the other one also.
I think in my case I think it's because her cape, which is kind of like, as you said, like a foxy looking fox looking cape. I don't know, just seems to be more give her more personality maybe than just the brothers blue cape. But they are really cool, both of them. Anyway, I just find her. I don't know. Just found her
I think the most
specifically
most
looking.
enjoyable thing about it is that the kind of the swinging of the tail whenever she moves.
Yeah.
That's quite actually really interesting to see.
Okay. It's a
And
challenging one.
another interesting thing is like if you jump in the air and you zoom out at the same time, you can actually see her hanging in the air.
Really?
Like you see like the
Oh.
correct character remains in the air.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Yeah. She's this. She also has this very specific like. Well, I have an X-Men T-shirt today, so she kind of looks like a superhero to some extent as well.
yeah,
Her
it's
looking, the cape.
especially her this shadow self when
Yes. Yes. Yes.
that looks really cool.
Okay. Okay. So
Do you need help?
Maybe if you want to speed this up so that we can get to the end of the demo. Otherwise, I would say no. I'm usually very stubborn and proud of my achievements, but I think if you want, you can give me just a brief tip.
I definitely believe you can solve this, but if you want to see something, maybe we should hurry up.
Yeah, just let me know. Like, what am I missing?
You need to get to the two other switches somehow.
Oh, okay. Maybe we can fall. Can we fall there somehow? Maybe. Yes, maybe we can
And
fall.
like as we were talking previously about the sliding mechanics, you will have to use the falling down or going sideways a lot to go
Yeah.
there.
Okay, so see a way. I completely forgot because previous levels didn't rely so much on this, but I kind of forgot about the
Yeah,
thing I
you
was.
might have to use the same thing around two
Yeah,
three times to get there. So
yeah, okay.
it's a bit of the harder levels.
Yeah, just the previous ones didn't rely so much on falling, so I kind of
Yes.
forgot about the falling mechanic. Okay,
And okay, maybe you should not go. So yeah,
you
okay.
think?
Actually, I will also have to, because once you go on the ledge, you kind of have to shift it again and again to get to the right position. So you have to see by zooming in and out. So right now, we kind of have to
Hmm.
go down from the place where the guy is standing right
Yeah.
now. So I think we probably need to shift to some other place.
Hmm.
Um, actually,
Hmm.
I'm also kind of stuck now.
Okay. No
So
worries.
somehow try to get to the place with the gem. If we get there, we can probably it's much easier to get to other places. Then we can just walk around.
Uh. Okay. Hold on a second. So he's stuck here, all right?
Yes.
And she's stuck here. Okay. Uh huh. Hmm. I can make some rocks
Oh,
fall as well, but
okay. Okay. Wait. You should move this the downward tile to the right and bring the other one down. And I
like
think
this.
yes, and move the guy to the other side.
Okay. Like this.
Yes. Now go back.
Okay.
Move it into the move the tile. No, 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 no. Move the tile with the guy upwards, and take the guy to the other side.
Aha.
And now we need to switch again. I think it should solve. No.
Hmm. Aha.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, now you can go there.
So we have the crystal.
And
What
you
else?
stay on the side of the crystal because I
Okay.
think we need to go somewhere else from here. Okay.
Hmm.
Something here. Something here. Yeah,
Aha.
now you can. Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So you see like a lot of shifting right right there.
Yes. Okay. Now I'm seeing how complex this can get over time.
Yes.
Because at first because the shifting is always like this or like this, right? Like you cannot do like a
And
diagonal
sadly,
or something.
we forgot to bring the stone, so
Ah.
you cannot you cannot keep standing there all the time.
No, but I think it's possible like this or not.
Yeah, go to this one, and you can actually.
Yes.
Yeah,
So the stone has to come to
you
this
don't
side.
let it fall down. That would be a huge mess up.
Okay. There you go. Okay. This is getting interestingly challenging.
Yes, and now we have to go to the other switch.
Okay.
Oh, you were right. Like you that could have been done, but yeah, we need the stone.
We
So
need the stone to fall, maybe?
yeah.
Not sure if that's possible right now because these ones won't move, right? Yeah, they're not
There's a
movable.
third one.
Yeah, there's this one. But so
Yeah,
it can only go this way.
we need to take it upwards using the vertical mechanics.
Okay. So probably to this side. Okay. Okay. Yeah, of course. We can always make things move around by moving the tiles. I think, because to make it fall, I have to bring it to this room, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but...
I don't think there is a space to go down from there. There's a space under that rope thing where you
Sorry?
were previously. If you move the tiles backwards, more back,
Yeah?
yeah, where you came from, and
Yeah.
like actually in the opposite direction, there's a space. There's a hole
Yeah.
under the rope. So
Let's leave it there.
from yeah, you should be able to take it upwards by shifting the tile.
Yeah. This is definitely the most interesting mechanic of the game to me. Okay. Let me see. All right, we don't have much more time. Maybe.
Yeah, now shift the above. Yeah, now you can get the stone there.
Okay, but I'm not sure we're
And
gonna see if we are
now,
able.
now we'll need a bit of thinking to get to the switch. You know, a bit of switching and stuff.
Okay. I'm not sure we're gonna have time.
Okay.
I think we have
Bring
to
it.
wrap things up.
Yeah, we will have to wrap it soon.
Okay, I think
I
we'll leave
think
it
it.
here
Okay,
because
sure.
yeah, because sorry, it's just the next stream is gonna you have to get ready. And
So
so
yeah, if someone wants to see the next level, maybe they should, play the demo on the Steam
there you
themselves.
go. Exactly. So I mean, we already did a lot here. You already helped me a lot with the progression here. So I think I really like the game. By the way, I really like puzzle games. As I told you, like sometimes you just lay back on the couch or just be, I don't know, next to my grandma and just talk with her while I play a brain challenge, if you want, like this. So I think I'm not sure if you want to add something. You have Discord, Twitter. What you use to communicate with your community? Steam page.
Mostly it's Twitter, Facebook, Insta. And we also have a LinkedIn page, but we are most active on Twitter. So
Okay. Do you
I
want to share any link that for your game or something that I can share on chat for people to follow up? You can send me on Discord if you want.
send it on the Discord chat.
Okay, and I'll share it away here on the stream.
Wait, let me send you our Twitter. Did you get it?
I'm not sure. Where did you send it? Okay, there you go. Okay, so I'm gonna share. Share here
3W.
on. There we go. There is on one of the streams. I don't have the other one open, or do I? I do.
We should be with this name of Playdew on all the social channels, and I think you can easily find us. Our background will be there. Will be a lost wins to posts, so you will be easily to
Okay.
identify us. No big problem there.
All right. Okay, so thanks a lot for playing alongside with me, Urooj. It was very cool to have you around. Thanks for sharing your thoughts and presenting your game and actually being here at the event. Thank you so much, and wish you all the best. We shall talk
Sure.
again in the future.
Sure. Thanks for having us. It was a pleasure to play the game with you, and I enjoyed this session very much.
So, okay, thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.